money then went to Tamale. So when I was in Tamale, she called me back again to come. Then I came, she gave me 1.8 billion.
1.8 billion?
Yes. When she gave me, so I'll keep with my guy.
Wait, you said she gave you $1.8 million?
Yes.
$1.8 million?
Yes.
Wow. All cash?
Yes.
Okay.
And she used to me, and my guy asked me, when I get a money, I don't know what it was like. I said, one of my the girl I was working with gave me the money. I said, okay. He wanted to buy a car in the car here. So I should give the money to him to buy the car. And okay, I gave the money to him. That was the 1.8 million. I gave it to him to go buy the car. When he went to buy the car, he saw about 3 weeks in Tamale.
Okay.
When they came to arrest me, I was pregnant about 3 months. It was 1 week.
My neighbor I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
So that the matter will not be as big as Ghanaians are seeing it right now. She has resigned. The president has written a love letter to her. Oh, my dear Dapaah, I know that at the end of it all, you'll be exonerated. This is Dapaah. But there are things that we do not know about this case. And I'm happy to say that we have all the information here and we are breaking it on the show. Remember to share this broadcast, because at the end of the day, when the news is all over the place, you would be the first person to say, I heard it live. Today we are breaking the news. Number one, watch it. What are we looking at today? Hey, she says what? Cecilia Dapaah poured hot water on me. And this is the house help. Now we have two different house helps. And these two house helps were in the house of Cecilia Dapaah. One of them was 17 at the time that she worked with this woman. Is it legal to employ somebody, a minor, 17 years, when she should have been in school? My brother, my sister, come here, let me tell you more. Lord God have mercy. Ha! Two house helps. One, Patience Botry and Sarah Ajay. Oh my God. They were the two. Today we are looking at the younger one, the 17-year-old, who just turned 18. And her name is Patience Botry. She says that Cecilia Dapaah poured hot water on her. Why did Cecilia Dapaah pour hot water on her? We have been able to reach out to her behind bars at the ministry's police station, and she spoke to us exclusively. The interviewer is Caleb Neboy, my producer. Listen to what she said.
On Tuesday, the woman called me and my guy to come to her house. So when we went to the house, I know that we are going to beg her because he said I have money and I'll come and put your money there. So why? So we are going to beg her. When we went there, the woman poured hot water and pepper and used that wooden spoon they used to cook.
To do the banku, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one to beat me. And later when she took me to the police station, they arrested me again. And I was in the cells about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And they took me to court.
Oh.
When they took me to court, and the court also gave me remand 2 weeks. I was in remand about 1 month.
Wow.
Before they gave me, the court discharged the case and they took me to another court.
You heard her? She was 17. According to her, her home is in Tamale. Somebody told her that the house was on fire. How did the house get to be on fire? According to Patience Botry, The other house help by name Sarah AJ had been stealing money from the woman, Cecilia Dapaah. And she would steal and bring part of the money to this 17-year-old girl, Patience. Patience said she would always ask her, where from this money? Where are you getting it from? But she never told her. She said, it's a gift. Another time, she brought yet another chunk of money in dollars. We are about to shock you. When she received this money, then finally the young girl told her, you know what? This is what has been happening in the house. But the alarm is gone off. So we need to return all the money in there. So all the money I've given to you, go back and put it there in that room. So she took the key, according to this young girl, 17-year-old. She took the key, opened the room, and went there to put back the money. Unfortunately for her, the husband of Cecilia Dapaah, Mr. Osei, walked into the house and saw her right in there. And when the man asked her, what are you doing in there? She said, oh, I came in and I saw that the door was opened. And I decided to enter there and find out what is in there. That is all, nothing more. She said she regretted. She should have actually told the man the truth at that point. But when they looked in there, they realized that some money had been stolen. It was at that point, Cecilia Dapaah poured hot water on her and beat her with the banku stick, the spatula. Beat her with the banku stick, the wooden stick, and poured hot water on her. The minister, according to the young 17-year-old, she poured the water on her hot and beat her with the banku stick. Sadly, this has never been reported in the media because this is the first time we are hearing from Patience Botche telling us her side of the story. Again, today we are looking at deep information concerning Cecilia Dapaah. Share this broadcast. Much more is coming up. Dash this for now. And let's look at the next one. It's still the epistles of Cecilia Dapaah, the Minister of State who resigned for reasons of money laundering and some other such things alleged. I gave stolen 1.8 million American dollars back to Cecilia Dapaah. The same Househelp is saying this. Patience Botche. Watch me. Come here. Were we not told that the money involved what 1 million American dollars? The lady here says that she received 1.8 million American dollars cash from the minister's stolen money. And she handed everything back to the woman. She said she had used part of the money. She had given part of it to her boyfriend. And 5,000 Ghana cedis to her father. Her father has also been picked up. Her boyfriend bought 2 cars. They also bought a house out of the money. The rest of the money they handed over back to Madame Cecilia Dapaah, who poured hot water on her and beat her up with a spatula. That is what she's saying. Shall we take a listen?
Some of the money then went to Tamale. So when I was in Tamale, she called me back again to come. When I came, she gave me 1.8 billion.
1.8 billion.
Yes. In dollars. When she gave me that, she take, so I'll keep with my guy.
Wait. You said she gave you 1.8 million dollars.
Yes.
1.8 million dollars.
Yes.
Wow. All cash.
Yeah.
Okay.
When she gave it to me, and my guy, after my guy asked me where did I get the money, but I don't answer him. It's like I said, one of my work, the girl I was working with, who gave me the money. I said, okay. He wanted to buy a car in Accra here.
Okay.
So I should give the money to him to buy the car. And okay, I gave the money to him. That was the 1.8 million. I gave it to him to go and buy the car. When he went to buy the car, about 3 weeks, he came to arrest me in Tamale.
Okay.
And when they came to arrest me, I was pregnant about 3 months. It was 1 week.
Okay. So sorry. So the money, no, have you returned it all to them, or you still have some at home?
All the money that the lady gave me, I've given all to them, including the house. And the house too, I gave the money to a girl to buy for me. And it's not my name on the papers. I don't know why. And I'm not seeing the lady too.
But the girl, is she in Accra or she's in Tamale?
I don't know where she is now. I don't know.
You heard it. She said she gave 1.8 million American dollars. In fact, that was the money she received. Out of the money, she gave her boyfriend a big chunk of the money, and he bought 2 cars and a house out of that money. But when the police came, she gave out the rest of the money to Madam Cecilia Dapaah. When the police arrested her, they took her to the ministry's police station. In fact, Madam Cecilia Dapaah beat her up so badly. What we don't know is, at the time, the 17-year-old was pregnant. She was beaten badly. According to her, those who came to arrest her, be it the police or otherwise, also beat her up left, right, and center. 17-year-old. The money that she received totaled 1.8 million American dollars. 17-year-old. From the house of the minister. 1.8 million. Could she have been mistaken? Could she have made a mistake about the total amount? Was she able to count it? She said the money was in bundles, fresh notes. And she was counting the bundles. She became a millionaire, a dollar millionaire all of a sudden. When we return, we're going to find out what happened to that pregnancy. Who impregnated the young girl? What is happening to her right now? We are going to get all the details when we return. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, and we have the exclusives here. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power, and it's hot in the studio. Exclusives. We spoke with one of the house helps who allegedly stole so much money from the home of former Minister of State for sanitation. Nana Akufo-Addo promised the whole nation that Accra would be the cleanest city in the whole of West Africa. And he banked his hopes on his lover girl, Cecilia Dapaah. In her resignation, she wrote, "My dear President, my dear Nana Akufo-Addo." It was a love letter. And the president in his response said, "Oh, my dear Dapaah, I know that you will certainly be exonerated at the end of it all because you are hardworking." He has prejudiced the case already. We have the details, and we are giving you all the details. Watch me. You see, is Dapaah that violent? Why did she pour hot water on the 17-year-old? Is it legal in Ghana to employ people who are less than 18? What is the truth? Did she really pour hot water on the girl? Does she have some scars on her? Did they take her to the hospital? Because if you are beaten up and you suffer some kind of medical situation, you have to be sent away for treatment. Human rights. Did Abner Dapaah really pour hot water on Patience Botry, the 17-year-old? For how long has she been working with Cecilia Abner Dapaah? Did she beat her up with a spatula, banku stick, bankuta? Did she do that? Who were the security people who beat up Patience Botry, the 17-year-old? What happened to her pregnancy? Who impregnated her? Watch it. Watch the headline. What is it saying? Watch it. It says what? Watch it. Hey, it says, Cecilia beat me till I miscarried pregnancy. And that's the same Househelp. She said after she was severely beaten, they poured hot water on her, beat her up with benkuta, the spatula, wooden ladle. She realized that she started bleeding after a couple of days. In fact, she had gone to test earlier and she was told that she was pregnant. She was looking at a way she would break the news to her madam. Say, Madam, I'm pregnant. Oh, that my boyfriend that I told you about, he has impregnated me. She didn't get the opportunity to do that until she realized that she was bleeding after the beating. She said she went back to check to find out exactly what it was. It meant that when she was bleeding, she was in police custody. And she said she was in police custody for 2 weeks. Is it allowed like that? Is it a bailable offense? In Ghana, can you lock up somebody on the allegation or suspicion of theft for 2 weeks at the police station like that? A 17-year-old who turned 18 when she was locked up. She said when she complained, they allowed her to probably see a doctor. And when the doctor tested, the pregnancy was no longer there. It meant that what? She had miscarried the pregnancy. Human rights. In our society, only the rich win. The rich would always be right. The poor will never ever be right. The poor people are the thieves every time. The rich people never steal. They never go to jail. Our jail houses have only poor people in there. Who is going to speak for Patience Botry? Did she really lose the pregnancy? Her boyfriend has also been arrested. He has become an accomplice. He received stolen money. In fact, Patience said she didn't take any of the jewelry. It was the other girl, Sarah Ajay, who did all the stealing. And she ran into hiding. But she was also arrested later and sent to the Osu police station, where she is also behind bars, being interrogated. They have been behind bars for 2 solid weeks. They have been to court once. Do they have lawyers to represent them? Who are the lawyers representing them? How can we get so much information from these girls like we are getting information now? In fact, there are some really sensitive portions of this tape that we will not be able to play, at least for now. But it is clear. The young 17-year-old girl was employed at the age of 17. What is the age of consent in Ghana? Did the minister beat her up with benkuta? Did she pour hot water on her? Finally, shall we know? She's been locked up for 2 solid weeks. Is that true? Did she give 1.8 million out to Madam Cecilia Dapaah? Or better still, did she receive 1.8 million cash? Hard foreign currency. 1.8 million American dollars. Multiply that by at least 10 Ghana cedis. You know how much money that is? That's the equivalent, rough estimate, in Ghana cedis. She carried all the money and went to Tamale. They bought a house out of the money. They bought 2 cars. The boyfriend was so much in a hurry to do things. Maybe when the money came, he realized that it was now time to impregnate his woman and make her his wife after all money had come home. Remember, this matter happened last year, 2022. My brother, my sister, did the 58-year-old, or is it 68? 68-year-old Dapaah have the courage and the heart to pour hot water on a 17-year-old? Did she beat the 17-year-old as alleged here? Did she lose her pregnancy? What are the human rights people saying? Ministry of Women, what are you saying? Today we are asking all the questions. When we return, we are going to be looking still at this issue. We have hotter issues coming up. Remember to send your comments coming in. We're going to read your comments. What do you think? This is exclusive. The first interview granted by the young girl to any outfit. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we shall read your messages. Keep them coming in and share the broadcast. Hey! Wayo! This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, and here we speak truth to power. Nobody is bigger than the truth. The hottest issue in Ghana right now is that a minister of state who has now resigned, Cecilia Dapaah, 68-year-old Cecilia Dapaah, whose photo you see here, a former minister of sanitation, who paid over 40 million American dollars for the Odo River to be dredged during a tenure of office. She, together with the president, told the whole world that Accra will be the cleanest city. Today, Accra is like a garbage center. Did they lie to us? They said the Odo River area was going to be turned into a hot tourist bed. People would come and sit there and eat their best Ghanaian dishes. Today, when we are passing there, you want to even hold your nose. Where are you going to sit down and eat that food? That's what they told Ghanaians. In her home, according to court charge sheets, 1 million American dollars missing, 300,000 euros stolen, jewelry going all the way into millions of dollars, and millions more stolen from her house by her 2 house helps. How did she get to know? The money had been there. She didn't know. One of the girls by name Sarah AJ, the house helps, was able to get a master key into the room according to the police investigation and the allegations, and started stealing money from there. Now she needed an accomplice. She then dragged the 17-year-old girl, Patience Botche, into it and told her, there's a gold mine in here. After the alarm sounded, she confessed that this was where she was getting her money from. So let's return all the money before Madame comes home. According to her, she was first given 200,000 American dollars. Or was it 20,000 American dollars? 200,000. So she returned all the money there. But after the alarm blew, the police arrested them, and she was on bail and went to Tamale. The same Sarah was able to get in contact with her and gave her 1.8 million American dollars and said, this is to compensate you for not blowing the alarm that I stole the money. So you to keep this money, I know you've been sacked. So if she took 1.8 million American dollars, you can imagine how much Sarah herself had. Sarah was also arrested. We are going to try and speak with Sarah too. I hope the police gives us the chance to do that. We would always find a way. But I want you to listen to the tape. How she lost her pregnancy. Listen to her carefully. Run it.
Like 1 month was when I went to check. They said it has not yet growth, so they can't see it. So I should come, but the test was showing that I was pregnant. So when they came to arrest me, they was beating me.
Oh.
So when I came to work, they arrested me to the ministry police station. Like 2-3 days before the arrest, I was bleeding and I don't know why. So I told the lady that this and this is, I'm bleeding and I'm feeling pains in my abdomen. And when she came to the hospital, they said, they just took me to the hospital and they gave me some injections. And they went to do pregnancy test, they said it's negative. And for me, I went to the test and they said it's positive, I'm pregnant. So why is it positive here, negative here?
So it was after they beat you that you went to go and do the test, and it shows that it wasn't that you were.
Yes, I wasn't pregnant.
So it means when you were bleeding, you know, maybe
yes,
it also affected when they beat you, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, so sorry.
Caleb Neboy, my producer, speaking with Patience Botwe. She said 3 days after she was beaten, she started bleeding. And then she was arrested and taken to the ministry's police station. Over there, she started having serious abdominal pains. And she reported to the police. They took her to the hospital. And when she told them that she had tested positive for pregnancy, they checked it up and realized that there was no pregnancy. So it meant that she had miscarried the pregnancy. We are going to find out and be able to get the pregnancy report for the first time and which hospital did that test. And then we'll look at the second one, which says that there's no pregnancy. Could it have been because of the hot water bath and the Benkuta beatings? Or could it have been from the beatings of the security people? We don't know if it's the police or the BNI, whatever. We are going to get deep into it. But let's look at your comments for now.
I'm not PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV. Whenever I say PENDREAM TV, PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.